Okay, so if we're done laughing at me or mocking me, let's say hello to our dearest friend, Mark the DJ, but not before.
The cue.
The cue.
Hi, I'm back.
How you doing, Mark?
Hi guys.
Hi, man.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing good. I don't have anything else to say. I'm good to do this.
So you want me to
I
share?
feel like I usually have a quip. I don't have a quip right now. I don't.
Okay,
It's just,
quip?
like
Oh,
a little,
quip.
like a little thing to say to be funny. I got nothing.
How's the weather out there?
Hot
Hot?
Oh,
every
really?
single
So
day.
hot? Really?
Very hot.
Okay,
Yep.
we share your pain. It's also hot here.
Yeah, not that. It's
No,
getting
it's
better.
hot. It's not nice.
Not
It's
nice?
still not
It's getting
nice.
better. It's getting
Has it been raining or anything?
Yeah, hot rain.
Oh,
Okay.
It's
Right.
like the rain boils.
oh,
Great.
Oh, God. It burns you.
It's like because like it's like when it hits like the street or something, it'll just instantly like steam.
Really?
No, it's just
Really?
like I mean I'm only kind of exaggerating. I'm exaggerating
Okay.
a little bit, but like
Yeah, I got it.
going outside, it's not like a relief. Like oh, nice. Like the rain is like it's like cooling. No, it's uncomfortable. It's worse.
We had our first rain a few days ago, and everybody's like, "Okay, great, summer's over." It's actually pretty amazing to see how almost very consistently every time it's the Hebrew New Year, right? Like the Hebrew New Year was last week in Israel. At the day of the New Year, there's like the first rain.
No, that's event bias. It's when it happens, you remember it. When it doesn't happen, it doesn't.
Okay,
I
but
wouldn't say. I mean, if there is a sign
there is a lot.
for God.
No, it's not related to God. It's related to the fact that the Hebrew calendar is
Yeah, on
aligned
the first
to.
day of. Okay.
Wait, it's not related to God? That's crazy. Crazy shit.
maybe it's fake news, but maybe y'all is wrong.
Yeah, I want to see the statistics.
Let's pull that up at some point.
Let's ask ChatGPT. That's the. So, Mark, should I present what you have to present?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so let's see how it happens. I'll do like this. Okay, let's get.
Okay, we'll see. I do have code on these. I know that because depending on the format, we usually squeeze it or like the screen. We'll see. Let me know if it's too small or something.
Okay, great.
So changelog. I actually wrote down this time how many people contributed and how many changes were in this
Ooh, nice
list. How many wing diffs?
Wing diffs.
Just because why not? Just call it that. It's fine. So 49. We move pretty fast. I mean,
49 commits.
Yeah, commits.
No,
I mean, I think we release.
49 commits. Yes.
We release mostly every commit. I mean, sometimes they get multiple in the same.
I love that. I love that so much that we're doing this. This is to me one of the. I don't know. I'm super proud of that.
Yeah, we're moving fast. I mean, I don't know if that'll stay forever, but let's cherish it as long as we have it.
Yep,
for sure.
Yeah, the fact that we have we release every commit, and there's no release ceremony, and there's almost no overhead on releases.
Yeah, basically, unless something goes wrong. I mean, there's no overhead. If anything goes right, there's no overhead at all.
Yeah, just nice. Amazing. Okay, so and by the way, you're responsible for the releases, so I think it's definitely worth. Maybe we can do a little one of these episodes. Maybe we can do a rundown on our workflows and our GitHub actions, and it's a pretty elaborate system.
Sure. Yeah, that could be interesting for enough people.
Yeah,
it's interesting to me.
Yeah,
we get to enough people here too.
For our show, it's
more than just does it
above
work?
The bar for our show.
Yeah. Okay, so to start off, speaking of moving fast, the big breaking change in the last 2 weeks is And sorry, I don't have like a good visual
Great, it's a great visual.
of the
I saw the
concept.
visual. I saw the visual and I said, interesting.
So yeah, the
visual is
main
interesting here.
the main like the big thing here is that there's a lot of work ongoing from Chris on the module system in general, and this is one of the many big pieces of the puzzle. Having a distinction between Wing files that exclusively contain like declarations, like types, or I guess also imports, like so classes and structs and interfaces and stuff that can be exported and used elsewhere, and files that can actually like that have like instantiations of said types, and like running those entry points are the things that actually create the cloud that you want. I don't know
The
why.
entry point, e.g. the entry point.
Yeah, the entry.
So that separation is there's important reasons for it. I don't know if I'll go into here.
You actually brought one. I think I remember at some point. I think we talked about the extension for Wing.
The VS Code had to kind of
and you said like it
yeah,
kind of feels to me that the VS Code extension would need to know if it's like you didn't like the fact that we have different grammar rules for entry points and for module files. By the way, I think we were saying that we'll call these modules, and libraries are a packaged module, right? Like, so the distinction between a module and a library.
See, okay, I changed that today earlier because I was like, modules are also now soon going to refer to directories also, and then files within them kind of don't mean anything anymore. They're just kind of parts of the module. Okay. Right. So I mean, I know what you mean.
No, but
you're correct.
A file is also a module. You can also bring a file.
I thought we weren't going to do that eventually. I mean, right now that's correct, but
no. You can still also bring files. You can still bring files or directories.
Okay. Well then.
So I think in this context it should be it should be module, and then the library is the thing that we package and release and.
Okay, fair point. So pretend on there it says module.
mod1.w.
yeah. Pretend it says that. But the important note is that the file can be named anything. It can even be named library, even if that's misleading. Don't you dare call it lib.main.w though.
Yeah,
that would be too much.
So I think your point then was about the grammar. And you said it's almost like it's two file types, and it's true. There are two file types, and I think like adding like a main extension to the main.w extension indicates it's a different file type. It's an entry point file. And,
it's also one of the because there needs to be some signifier, and it's one of the least invasive ones, surprisingly, because otherwise you would need like a declaration in the file somewhere.
Exactly.
And possibly like nesting of some kind. Like this is like a module and it's all nested one, layer over. So file name, it's as far as solutions go.
It's by convention. It's what they call by convention, basically.
Which languages does that?
Use the file name to indicate that it's the entry point.
Yep.
I think Rust has something like that.
Kind of. It has it's not quite the same because Rust still has main, it's still a compiled language that creates a binary. So like having a main, but where it looks for the main, I think it has a convention for, it has a convention for like mod. So if you have a mod.rs in a folder, it's like the main part of that.
But I think like
module.
Rust has this thing lib.rs indicates it's the entry point of the library, right? Like there's some.
Yeah, I can't remember the rules right now. You're right though. There are. It's not as.
Agnostic to.
Yeah, there's more layers to like what it actually means. Ours is pretty like ours. We currently have just the binary of and it's on a per file basis. But anyway. You can also have multiple mains per project, technically. Like in a folder, you can have multiple main entry point things.
Multiple entry point, that makes sense.
But they each their own top of the tree.
Right. Exactly.
I love this solution, by the way.
Yeah,
I
it's a
feel
good
like
solution.
it's a pretty elegant, if
Yeah.
I may say so myself.
It's a little.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
when I don't like stuff that I design, I also admit.
Yeah, we also let you know.
We also let you know, especially you and Mark, basically.
I'm not sure I'm fun with this external stuff.
Extern, yeah, we need to
my
talk
God.
about extern.
So that was the big noticeable breaking change that anyone working on Wing will probably
There's
notice.
another big one. There's another big one.
There's another breaking change.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was. I didn't include it in this list because it was a change to an API to make it variadic. I did not include it in here.
Wait. What about the pub?
Oh, the pub.
You didn't include the pub access modif. I mean,
Oh shoot, did I forget that one?
my God,
Uh-oh.
man, you had one job.
Oh my! I had to just look at changes and put them on here.
Now I don't trust those
Was that
49
merged?
diffs. I mean, it wasn't 49 wing diffs. Who knows?
Was that
Everything
merged
worked.
already? I thought it wasn't. Wasn't that merged? Oh god, was it? I've lost my touch. I have to go back and just being a
You've
DJ.
lost
My
your
God.
touch. We
can't-
can talk about pub. It's actually
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, what I just missed it. Yeah, that was 4 days
Okay.
ago.
All right.
Okay. So, you want to do it? You want to talk about it?
We yeah, I mean maybe at the end. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Boom.
Boom.
Pretend it's in the changelog. And usually to show it, I would just
So examples.
yeah. It's called pub now. Sorry. Oh, it's not. This is going really well. Oh my god, I zoomed in too much. Pub. You can have pub now.
Yeah, no, I think the biggest, the important point is that everything now is by default private.
Yeah.
And in order to expose it, you need to mark it as public.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing anyway. Yeah. Okay. I was looking at the proposed ones. So yeah, that's the big thing. Okay. So everything's private by default unless you pub it.
The big thing is figuring out whether the pub, whether the static, and whether the inflate. In that
And whether where is extern? Oh my God.
is there a parenthesis on top of the extern? I've tried everything. I tried reading this thing. There's more options that meets the eye.
There's actually a very limited set of.
Yeah, of course, there's a limited set of.
We need to add more. I think
Yes.
we need more modifiers.
Yeah.
Maybe we can create shorthands for all of these modifiers. So like EPSIL. Sorry, EPSI. So it's
And then we shorten even the method, even the names of the functions like that. That's just what our language is, all single letter identifiers. Okay. I guess we can come back to it.
It's only enforced on fields and members. Pub private classes.
Oh, pub private.
Yeah, of course. Pub private classes are related to libraries.
Oh yeah, like on a module level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can go to the next one. Yeah.
Okay. Go to the next one.
So new syntax.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Did you guys even know this was added?
No. I think PR. Who did this PR? I don't see. Sorry, the name. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know exactly. I think it's. I guess Victor.
Victor. Yeah, I think I've seen it. I've seen that it was his first contribution. That's awesome.
It was, although he had 2 more during this 2-week period as well. Although I think this one was like more the standout feature. Also, really appreciate. So his first contribution was to the Rust side, to the compiler.
Yeah.
Which is it's always nice when people dive into that because it's always a harder area.
Yeah.
I think just generally to get into. But yeah, he went and added what is it called? I guess like. I just realized I renamed this.
Must have like a fancy name.
Maybe
It must have a fancy name.
Maybe
it's annoying because I hold on.
Reassignable. I don't know what is.
Yeah, sorry. I actually changed this, and I realize now my thing didn't update.
Oh, okay.
And I'm in shambles today. Sorry, guys.
Maybe you also had the pub, the pub.
Yeah. Yeah, so like so subtraction, assignment, addition, assignment, so like you can just do it all in one. It's just sugar for like x equals x plus 3. That's all it is. You've seen it before.
Nice.
But I think it's a pretty common sugar. This is as opposed to like x plus plus or something, which I don't think we're gonna add. I think this is probably a sufficient.
You're not gonna add an x plus plus? Why don't you think you're gonna add this, Mark?
I just why would we? It's like it's kind of like from a bygone era of when you needed it for for loops always, basically. I think that was the main reason you used it. I mean, there's other reasons, of course. You can use it if you need to add one to a thing. I mean, cool. But this isn't really much more like that many more characters, and it's more consistent.
One more character.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't see it,
an
but
interesting conversation. I don't have a strong opinion.
There's some white space here. It's more than one character. There's some white space here.
I think the only not as nice thing for I guess some is that because this is a statement, there's not an expression. So x plus plus, like the bigger thing about it is that it's an expression.
Yeah, it's an expression, right?
Yeah.
So
it can't like the semantics of that are different, but I'm not sure where because we're also a statement heavy language as it is. I'm not sure it, you know.
Why isn't this why couldn't we define this as an expression?
Should we?
We can. It could be it could return the value of x, right? Like there's no reason why this is.
I mean, it's inconsistent. We could, but we should do it for assignment as well if we do that. But sure.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a.
I agree.
If the question is why, it's because it wasn't in the spec. But the answer.
Let's think about it. I think like there's no reason why these guys shouldn't be expressions.
Sure.
Okay. So thank you, Victor. Great.
Yeah, thank you for that. Next up, we have a change from Gary, who I think had the second most amount of contributions for the last 2 weeks as well. Really like put in a lot of changes. So added something to our table resource, which I think doesn't. It kind of it's in a weird place. It's like it's an API that I think we're always saying that we're gonna kind of redo at some point.
Yeah.
But it's as it is right now. It's pretty powerful. I mean, it's a super useful thing to add to your application. You know, we shouldn't forget about it. And I think adding upsert is one of the many useful functionalities that we can have there. So
I gotta say that again, maybe that this looks pretty nice. I think I'm looking at the syntax. It's very JavaScripty. Like I'm trying to like look at it a little bit in kind of like I don't know.
So it's kind of
just talking about Wing in general.
Why, the Wing in general.
Why isn't the column type under the table namespace here? I mean,
because we can't do it. I mean, we don't support that right now.
Why isn't it under the like ex.table.column type?
You can't define. You can't declare classes within classes. It's not Java here.
Well, this is an enum.
Yeah, you can't declare enums. You can't declare types within classes. Classes are not namespaces.
So maybe it should be table column type because figuring out the column type without having the prefix table, it's
I actually really like C Sharp's behavior. C Sharp has this like behavior where is it C Sharp or Swift? I think.
And you can just say string.
You can just say dot string.
Dot string, exactly.
And I think that's an awesome feature for exactly this use case.
Yeah.
Because the type checker knows exactly the type, the name of the type. So there's no good reason for you to like express the whole thing.
You're saying you don't need this part.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we could probably do that.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah. That's nice.
Interesting.
I'll take a note.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I like that.
Awesome.
Cool. I like how this changelog is like definitely the most like. I think it's because you're here a lot. That's why.
Of course.
It's like. Let's see. We're judging Wing right now. What's going on? What can we change? What's good?
What else can we change? Let me think for a second. So
Well,
that's what I started saying. I kind of like how it looks. It feels clean. Not a lot of the fact. I really love the keyword expansion. I really love that feature. I think like we should work harder at like in our documentation and VS Code documentation to basically just encourage people to use this syntax, because every time I see someone that's not, almost every Wing code I see has like the struct syntax here. Like people use the struct, not this, with the name, primary key, columns.
Yeah, I think it's funny because there are like this is the case where you're using. I believe this is JSON. Yeah.
This is JSON.
But actually, it's weird because you have to use the braces there. But
Right.
I know what you mean. I do wish it was. Yeah, I
but
agree.
there's another repetition here, because eventually this is when we have generics. Eventually, the columns define a struct, a very simple struct. In this case, roll to string.
Yeah.
So it's eventually we could. I mean, the primary key is a key, and then it kind of feels like more like a like a key value
struct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool to support something like
X table of
X table columns from struct.
Yeah.
And then you pass in the struct
Yeah.
type name, and it uses the
you need to
it uses
provide
reflection. There's reflection that allows it to generate this columns.
Yeah, they have the struct has the validation API. You have access to the schema. You don't need to do reflection. It's just, I mean, you can call this schema function in runtime.
So you're saying it's possible to implement it right now, to implement this function right now?
I think so. I mean, you can emulate part of it, but you can't emulate that the upsert will have kind of the signature of upsert.
No, I'll write a function that converts.
Yeah, but the signature of upsert will not use that.
No, it's going to be a function that converts these two.
Yeah, I'm not sure I follow the last one. Okay, so this is Gary. Gary didn't give you the image. You'll keep using the same image for Gary.
I think he liked it. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
He laughed at it.
No. If you could have told, you're right. He liked that.
I'm assuming he likes it. I'll keep it until otherwise.
So thank you, Gary, for taking care of this.
And then thank you again for also JSON.entries.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
So
Nice.
another addition to the API, to our APIs.
Nice.
Like your other favorite language, you can get the key value pairs from, assuming the JSON is a map type of, like a map type of JSON object. You can get the key value pairs. So
my other favorite language is Java, and it's actually possible in Java. So.
I guess like every other language,
Okay.
we have a way to get the key value pairs from a map-alike thing.
Why is the syntax get at and not at?
I think there's been discussion about this
Okay.
So it's because this is JSON, which I think is not correct.
Okay.
Or maybe it is. I'm not sure. Like,
why is it JSON and not an array of strings?
Yeah.
I was thinking this.
I think
Listen,
it should
guys.
be a struct.
Listen.
Or it could
I agree
be a
with you.
struct with what? With 0 and 1?
No, key and value. It's
that could
it's
be.
a key value struct. It's a key value.
It should probably. Oh, you mean you want like a tuple?
Yeah, no,
Not
I think
a tuple, it's struct.
It's a map entry. It's a struct called map entry with a key and value both. The key is a string and the value is JSON.
I think that would just be a map. I think, okay, in any case, it's definitely not a probably JSON. Shouldn't be a JSON, which I didn't realize until I was making this, and I was like, okay. But there is a weird thing here where, let's say it's a map. If it's a map of JSON, a map of JSON and a JSON look very similar.
No, it's not a map of JSON.
It's a struct with one key and one value. It's an entry. It's a map entry. It's a struct.
Oh, okay, I see.
You basically do entry.key and entry.value.
Yeah. The one will be an optional JSON, and the other will be a string.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not an optional JSON because there is a value there.
In the JSON?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
live API design.
You can't have a keyword
Yeah.
if it's undefined. It doesn't exist.
No, it's not. It exists.
Not in our model.
But in JavaScript, where you're getting the JSON from, it is. So I'm not sure you can not take into account this use case.
There's null. Null is it's a value.
No, there's JSON. There's a null, and there's also undefined.
I know. But what I'm saying, okay, it's we can
we can make it non-optional. It's going to be much better because this. And then if someone complains, we'll have to fix it.
right.
Because it's much better when it's non-optional. Awesome. So tuple model is pretty elegant.
Contributions welcome.
Yes, and there's a real-time API design. And now we have thank you, Gary. Maybe if you're picking this up, some work needs to be done here. Awesome. Mark.
Okay, so next up, mostly just I mean, this is I think people have asked about this for a while. It's not a big pain point, but it's a pretty because Wing updates so often. You probably update your Wing toolchain pretty often, and you don't want to have to reload VS Code every time you do that. So now, you can just do that if you're in VS Code and you go like npm install global Winglang, and it's a new version. It should reload like the language server automatically
without you knowing it. Great.
Without you, it will update the language server without you knowing it, and it can't refresh the console windows right now, but it will tell you like, hey, if you have console windows open,
interesting.
It can close them for you that you can reopen. So
nice.
And I'm going to see the change in the bottom, right.
Yeah, So I guess you will notice that the bottom of VS Code has the version number.
Yep.
It should change.
Awesome.
The screenshot also, I'm calling out that there isn't. If for some reason you do want to customize the Wing bin, there is a setting for that in VS Code. It's always been there, but I'm only pointing it out because the PR this was from also fixed it because it wasn't working. So the setting was there. It just didn't matter.
Well, it sounds like it didn't bother anyone.
Yeah, I think it was Sebastian.
People were asking about it.
Oh, really?
Sebastian asked about it, and he was like, "Yeah, it doesn't seem to work." And I was like, "Well, it's not documented and it doesn't work." So I guess it doesn't exist. But now it works. The same thing applies. If you change the setting, it will also reload then too. If you change that setting.
So yeah, so from I see. So basically, the image is only showing I was a little confused because you said I thought
two separate things, I guess.
Yeah, two separate things. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I didn't have an image for. I guess I could have made a GIF and I didn't.
you could take the reload window button and put it.
That's true.
Okay.
Have a little thing.
Good feedback.
Can you guys hear a dog barking, by the way?
No.
Okay, there's been a dog barking here for like the entire time I've been talking. So anyway, next up, so documentation change.
Since you said it, I can hear it on the.
Okay, I'm gonna just turn the mic away. Let's see if that works. So I feel like now you'll just hear it. Did you hear it again? Oh my god, this is awful. So there's now documentation for variadic arguments, where in our in the doc site that we have, it'll show the 3 dots to indicate that it's variadic.
Yeah.
Small but important change that otherwise it would just look like it takes an array, which it doesn't.
Yeah, but that's how it looks in the VS Code. I should have opened a ticket. In the VS Code.
That variadics don't have.
You don't see them. You just see an array of string. You don't see the type, the argument name. And then I said, what happened here? And I said, maybe we've added variadic. So I guessed it, but I should have opened a ticket about this.
Didn't the compiler tell you that there's a type error?
No, if you add a string, it's okay because it's
string is fine. But if you put like an array,
I didn't try to put an array. I tried.
But that's what the documentation said.
Yeah, but I looked at it and said that doesn't make sense. Why do you need an array? I would.
Well, if it's not in the VS Code either, then it does sound like it's
I'm going to open the bug. That's on me. That's I should have opened the bug.
it's your fault.
Yep,
I'm just
exactly.
kidding. Okay, so that was from Suf. Thank you for that.
Nice.
Next
Thanks,
up,
Suf.
it's weird. I feel like someone should have like. I'm surprised this wasn't brought up earlier. That like so because tests are they have the keyword for it. It's like a big thing, obviously, but you'll notice that especially if you're compiling to a Terraform target, that the resources required to run tests
Interesting.
in Terraform, like those are real resources. It's not just a concept, a test concept. There's a Lambda function and other things that need to be created to run them. In AWS's case, but if you're not running a test, you don't need to make those resources.
Yeah.
So Chris made a change to make sure that if you're just doing like a compile, then it won't create them. And I showed that here by all of our end-to-end tests.
Yeah.
Not all of them. All of our end-to-end tests that do Terraform output are just compilation. So this diff is primarily deleting all the test code, basically.
I'm gonna put it on the no.
So yeah, big change. Not just for it, mostly just to not waste.
Just less trees in the rainforest are going to be used by our build system.
Exactly.
It reduced our carbon footprint.
Yep. And that's it.
Okay. Mark, thank you very much. This was fun.
It was fun.
I told you before it's going to be a little bit longer than usual.
Because we didn't have another topic for today.
But we filled more than an hour.
Perfect.
Because Dana's not here.
Yeah. So first of all,
that's what. Okay.
Yeah,
that's what's happening too.
Yeah. So thanks for both of you for joining us. Thanks, Dave.